Good morning, Counseling 110 College Success Skills students. This recording is for assignment number 3. So for assignment number 3, I want you to choose which GE sheet you're going to most likely use depending on what your goal is at Palomar College. So you're either going to be using the Associate Degree Advising Guide, the CSU GE Advising Guide, or the IGETSI Advising Guide. For this assignment, you should know how to review course descriptions on our website as well. So here we are at our homepage, palomar.edu. You go to Academics, go to College Catalog. Then you want to choose the most current catalog. Then if you scroll down, you'll see course descriptions, and everything is in alphabetical order here. So this first section that I'm going to cover is the 2 histories that are required for the associate's degree under the district requirements for Palomar College. And one of your options is to choose maybe the American Indian Studies. And here are all the American Indian Studies courses. But under that section, you'll see that you could only choose the 101 and the 102 that would cover that district requirement. So I'll show you that. So this is our AA advising guide. So you'd be following this plan if your immediate goal is to complete a program at Palomar College and you're really not interested in transferring. So some of those programs would include our fire technology program, our dental assisting program, or our automotive technology program. The first requirement is the histories. So there's 3 sections, US 1, US 2, and US 3, that need to be covered by 2 history courses. So there will always be one history course that covers 2 sections. And I've given you an example here. The American Indian Studies covers section US 1 and US 2. So now a student would only be left responsible from picking a history course that covers the US 3 section. The US 3 section specifically has California government in it. But now you know how to look up the course descriptions of these courses in the catalog online. The little purple dots indicate courses that also satisfy another section at the bottom here on page 1 for the AA sheet. So there's some courses that do that satisfy multiple areas. So we scroll down here. This second section here for health and fitness, what they're telling you here is that you absolutely have to take Health 100. So this is a health lecture course, so you'll definitely have to take that. And then the second course that you have to take is an activity course. So you will choose an activity, and the ones that you can pick from are here. I'm not going to go over what each one is because you're going to look in the catalog to see what those courses are all about, and then choose the one that you like the best. This third section here tells you that you have to complete at least 1 math class. Now, some of you may already completed your math course. Some of you are just starting. So your math eligibility is really based on your high school grades. There was a series of questions that were asked of you when you did the application for Palomar College. and assessments should have emailed you your math eligibility. If not, you want to contact assessments at palomar.edu if you don't know what your math eligibility is here. All of you are doing Counseling 110 right now, so that actually covers the multicultural, so you would be in progress with that. Now we get to the second page. There are two options for section A1, either the English 100 or ESL 110. So that would go here. Section A2, as you can see, there's a lot of options to choose from section A2, but most students will use the math to satisfy this area. Okay. So English and math. For an associate's degree, you need a minimum one science course. So what I want you to do is pick which science course you will more than likely take for this section. Some of you may have already completed this section. For humanities, we need at least one humanities course. Here are all your options. Again, you will look at the catalog and the course descriptions to choose the one that you want there. For Area D, this section is covered by the history that you choose. So it doesn't matter which history you choose, it'll be covered in this area. For Area E, you're actually satisfying that area right now because you're taking Counseling 110. Okay, so that is the AA GE sheet. The CSU GE sheet is a little bit longer. There's always more general ed that is required for transfer. Okay. So you'll see section A1 they don't really give you a choice in section A1. Everyone has to do the speech 100. For section A2, you do have a choice. It's either the English 100 or ESL 110. For critical thinking, you have a choice here as well. So you're going to read the course descriptions and choose one. For Area B, again, I know some of you may have already completed this area, but if you haven't, you have to choose at least one physical science course, one life science course, and one of them has to have a lab. So for section B1, if you chose astronomy, that would go here. And for section B2, you chose anthropology, that would go here. Then your lab would have to be either the astronomy or the anthro lab. Now, again, I know some of you have probably completed this section already, and what you need to understand here is if you're a science major, nursing major, those majors will dictate what you have to take here. The 100 level math requirement for section B4, the 100 level math that you take really depends on your major and what school you're going to go to. So that's one thing that I really want you to remember here. That's why it's really important to decide on your major within a year and have a very good idea of at least the top 2-3 schools that you plan to apply to, because they usually determine the highest level of math that you'll have to take. Now, this CSU advising guide is for students who know that they definitely want to apply to a state school. So this would be San Marcos State, San Diego State. San Francisco State, Long Beach State, etc., etc. So it's only for the state schools. Now you get down to Area C, you'll see you need at least one has to be a C1 course. Here are all your choices. One of them has to be a C2 course, and then the third one is up to you. So you'll be doing either a second art or a second humanities. For Area D, there's 3 courses that you need from Area D, and these are all of your choices. Okay, it's a good idea to take those history classes that I was talking about, because these 2 history courses can be used to satisfy Area D. So if you know that you're planning to apply to a state school, you can always take care of those 2 history classes. They'll be used for Area D for general ed purposes, but you're also getting that graduation requirement out of the way for the state schools. So we have that in common. The associate degrees at Palomar College require these 2 history classes for graduation, and so do the state schools. Okay, so if you use 2 history classes to cover Area D, then you're left to choose one. And it has to be a course that is not history related, because they do want 2 different disciplines. Okay, so this would be a non-history course. So something like psychology or sociology. You have lots of options here. For Area E, you're actually got this area covered because you're taking Counseling 110 right now. So I explained the histories in the AA sheet, so it would be the same thing here. You pick 2 history courses that cover all 3 areas. Again, there will always be a history course that covers at least 2 areas. Okay, the I Get C sheet is very similar to the CSU GE sheet, but this one is a little bit more versatile. So if you know that you are definitely planning to go to a UC school, you want to use the I Get C GE sheet. So definitely for UC. It also works for the CSUs. It also works for most private schools, and it is the best one to use for out of state. So if you know that you want to transfer but you're not sure where, this one might be the safest one to use. So you'll see some similarities in these sections. Where you will see a difference is maybe in the art area. There's some courses here in section 3A. There's less of a variety if you look at the CSU GE sheet. For example, Art 102 is part of the art, but it's not part of the arts for I Get C. Okay, so very similar. What you have to remember is one course for each section. Okay. Again, don't worry about 100% being comfortable with these GE sheets. This is just the beginning. You will have an opportunity to meet with a counselor for at least 45 minutes, an hour, and we're going to go over this with you in depth. For now, I just want you to get a feel for it and have a really good idea of which which courses you'll be taking for each section by reviewing